Thursday is the 4th of July and already people are popping fireworks ahead of the holiday. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, last year 42% of injuries related to fireworks were burns. Joining us now with safety advice, we have RN Denny Wilson-Lober, OU Health Trauma Burn Coordinator. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Happy to have you here. We know that this is a busy time of year as people are getting ready to celebrate. I talked about the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission and what they reported last year. You, as a trauma burn coordinator, talk to us about what you see year to year around the 4th of July holiday.
Well, usually we have a pretty big kind of a gap. So they run like 2 weeks before to 2 weeks after. But the injuries are all so similar. And like last year, we had 48 catastrophic traumas with firework-related injuries. So most of them are dealing with mortar rounds. A lot of them are dealing with letting children hold sparklers. And they range anywhere from just minor burns to all the way to, well, losing body parts.
So, but you said, what was it,
48 patients came in through OU last year. Just dealing with fireworks and sparklers.
Yeah, so this is serious and it happens every single year. The Consumer Product Safety Commission also said last year that 66% of injuries happen in the weeks leading up to 4th of July and after. And so we've already heard people starting those celebrations early. I hear them every evening. Have you already seen reports of injuries?
Well, we've had one that came in about a week and a half ago and I just checked all the trauma pages this morning, so we haven't had any, luckily, since then.
Okay, are you anticipating to see an increase in patients here, especially towards the end of the week?
Of course, and especially when 4th of July falls on a Thursday and people take that Friday off, they just kind of continue to celebrate for the rest of the weekend. So we'll get 4 days of really intensive fireworks.
Okay, so when we talk about fireworks injuries and burns being the most common type of injury with that, what body parts are you seeing that are most commonly injured?
Well, that would, I mean, it kind of goes without saying, if somebody is holding a firework and it goes off in their hand, they're going to lose fingers. So we'll see massive trauma to the hands and to the fingers, or what I wasn't expecting is we see so many to the eyes and the face. The number one problem is if they light a firework and it does not go off for some reason, they'll bend down and pick it up and look at it to see what's wrong with it, and it goes off. So then we have point blank reaction to this firework that hits them in the eyes.
Okay, and so that was going to be my next question, because we talk about fireworks, we talk about sparklers, but you said there was that other one.
The mortars.
The mortars, okay, and those are the ones that you're seeing a lot of injuries with, right? Okay.
Yes, and they're just a little more robust than the other fireworks, and they go into a tube and they are launched from the ground. And a lot of them are duds, and so people will go to check them to see what's going on, and then they go off unexpectedly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about safety advice here for anyone who hasn't started their celebrations yet. What do people need to know about handling fireworks, sparklers, all that stuff in a safe manner?
Well, obviously, if it is a dud, if it does not react the way you think it should, don't look at it, don't pick it up, because there's something wrong with it and there's a reason it didn't go off. The other thing is always have a bucket of water or a hose really close. So if you do end up catching something on fire or getting burned, you can have a water source really close. The other one is please have somebody there that is not participating in alcoholic beverages, because the incidence of alcohol in fireworks, it just inflates the number of injuries we're seeing.
Okay, and what about safety advice with children? We know the sparklers can be a lot of fun for the kids.
They are fun.
So how do we keep them safe?
Give them a glow stick.
Okay.
Let them have a glow stick and put it on the string. They can spin it around, all kinds of things.
Okay.
But one of those sparklers gets up to 5,000 degrees, and so just even a brief contact with a tiny fragile skin of a child is a burn that just takes weeks and weeks to heal.
Any final pieces of advice, the biggest thing that you want people to remember?
If it's a dud, don't pick it up. Okay. Just don't look at it.
That's a really good information there, Denny. We thank you so much for coming in. Hopefully, I know you said you've had one report so far, and hopefully we don't see those numbers increasing or surpassing last year. And want everyone to be safe and celebrate. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing that with us.